All right. Hello and good morning. It's Michelle Mahar here again this morning, and I'm here with Andrea Lavigne this morning. She
Hi,
is
how are you?
good. Thank you, Andrea. So thank you so much for giving me your time this morning to
Thank you
discuss
for having
how,
me. It's my pleasure.
yeah, discussing how we're navigating right now through this COVID-19 pandemic that we're dealing with, and keeping a positive mindset while pivoting our businesses. Andrea, do you just want to give us an idea of who you are and what you are all about?
Yes. Well, right now I feel like I'm a 9 to 3 home teacher. Being an entrepreneur for so many years and being self-employed, now all of a sudden I'm in a situation where I feel like I have a 9 to 3 job because it's a huge adjustment, and I had to adapt to the situation that the kids are at home, and everybody is like that, right? So, but it's not just that they're at home; they need to be schooled. And although there are some opportunities for them to learn online, right, because they have that curriculum going with the school and everything
Yes.
else, but it's still like, mommy here, mommy come here, mommy I don't know this, mommy I don't know that. So it's constant paying attention to them and making sure that they are doing what they are supposed to be doing. So that's a huge thing to adapt. And I think most moms who have kids under the age of 13, 14 feel the same pain that I'm feeling right now, that our daily method of operation is really out the window. So
Right.
most of the
I would
time,
think so.
yeah, right. So most of the time I even feel like, get up at a normal time is not really enough anymore, because just getting ready before they wake up is not enough. And I'm a morning person, so I like getting stuff done in the morning. I'm a lot more efficient in the morning. So now my time in the morning is basically occupied with them. So waking up even earlier is a little bit better, because at least I get that 1 hour when I can really just focus on either myself or a little bit of, just being in my own mind and getting prepared for the day, or, taking a shower in the morning and getting ready, do makeup and try to do the hair, right? I think we're all dealing with the same thing. And
Yes.
then, getting the routine into, just not getting them ready for school as per sending them to school or driving them to school, but actually getting them ready to so they are conscious of what they are supposed to be doing while they are studying. So
Right.
I don't know how other moms are doing it, but we are trying to keep them as much away from this whole, there is a virus going on, but you kind of have to let them know, right?
No, for sure, because you're
Oh,
not, they're not allowed to go see their friends. They're not
yeah,
allowed to
so,
go outside the home. That's a, that it definitely would lead to questions.
yeah,
But of course, you don't want to get them
worried.
fearful and
Exactly.
worried.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because that's
that's
the
the thing.
fear. What I think you and I talked about this, that fear is really something that blocks people, and it puts unnecessary chains on on you or on anybody, right? So when psychologically, actually, when you are in fear, it blocks something in your brain, and it doesn't let you look past the situation. So what they are saying is, if you face your fears, and it could be a business fear, right? So if you have like, oh my God, what's going to happen to my business, and how long this is going to last, and I don't know if I have enough money to over, like,
To get
come
through it,
through
yeah.
this and survive, then you're not going to see what happens when this is over. So what they say, that if you face your fears and create the worst case scenario, which I really don't like worst case scenarios, because the what ifs are never in my mind. But in this particular case, it helps those people who actually are fearful to overcome the fear. So create a list of worst case scenarios. Is like, how much money I need to survive this, whether you have it or not, what's going to happen, how many employees you're going to lose, how many customers you might lose, and like just list everything, the worst thing that can happen to you. Because then what's going to happen is if you have it in writing in front of you and you read it out loud, and that's the key, not just writing it down, but actually read it out loud, it breaks down the barrier in your brain, because now you know what you're facing. And our brain is wired for survival mode. It's wired to find solutions, right? So once you face the fear, your brain automatically kicks into this problem solving mode, and it will help you to become creative. So it's going to start your creative juices in your brain flowing, and it will come up with some sort of a solution and will help you pass this fear that all this negativity around us right now and this crisis is creating in most people. And,
right. That's true. That's true.
right,
Because you're actually listing it out. So the fear is not an unknown anymore. It's actually known, which creates a different, like you say, it causes your brain to work in, become more creative. And the thing is, when you're fearful, that suppresses any creativity.
Exactly. Very well said, Michelle. Very well. Exactly. Right. And the reason why this is not really new to me is because I grew up in the communist system, and like deep in the communist system, really. When I was born and my sister was born, we did not have access to milk, right? We did not have access to bread, so there was a shortage of food. And my mom had these little monthly tickets that every day we were allowed to have a half a liter of milk. So when my sister was born, we were allowed to have 1 liter of milk, because a half a liter of milk per kid. Bread, same thing, a half a kilo of bread. So living with restrictions, we had to become creative, and we had to kind of adopt to the problem solving mode. and we had to find ways to overcome those limitations that we were living with. So this is
right.
sort of a limitation that is just triggering some memories in me. And some of them are just memories. So it's not like I'm dwelling on, oh my goodness, what kind of childhood I had, because we had a lot of good things coming out of this. It taught us how to be creative, right? And how to not just accept the fact that this is what it is, right? And I have to make do with it. And that's why what we have right now is, I just take it with a grain of salt. And yes, we have to be careful. And obviously we are in isolation, and we follow the preventative things that we are suggested, just to make sure that we don't expose ourselves and we don't expose others.
Right, within our family and everything. Yes, of course.
And the hardship for us is that my husband works for Canada Post, so he's a mailman. He delivers mail, and we don't know, right, if and when he is going to be exposed, or if he will. But he is obviously doing everything he can: gloves, masks, everything. So when he comes home, and this is what everybody recommends when you go out, even for shopping. You go out, when you come home, first of all, wipe everything down with disinfectant.
Yeah.
But also take all your clothes off at the door. And go and take a shower and wash your hair. Because apparently the virus attaches to your hair. And that's what a lot of people don't realize, that you just, put it on the pillow, and then all of a sudden you get exposed to it. So the pharmacist actually...
Oh, that I hadn't heard. I didn't realize that about hair.
Yeah, the pharmacist said every time you go, so that's why they're trying to limit you to go out, so you don't have these inconveniences that you're putting on yourself. But if you go out shopping, let's say once or twice a week, because you have to for necessities, right? Either you pull up your hair, if you have long hair, put a hat on, and then as soon as you come home, put everything into the laundry and wash it and go take a shower.
Okay.
So it might be a good tip for somebody if you haven't thought of it yet.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear that about the hair. So it's true. And that there are some scary aspects to this whole situation for sure. And that's what, it's very easy to get caught up into that whole spiral of fear, which we don't want to get into because it's contagious, and everybody, like when this first started and Facebook was just so negative, and everybody was just more fear, all the
And the
grocery store
conspiracy
posts.
theories, right? So everybody.
Oh, and that's yes, that's still continuing.
Absolutely, because if people live in that whole let's try to figure out, right, why this is happening, but we really don't know. So spending energy on it, if you have nothing else to do, then great. I mean, that's probably
Yeah, I
occupies your time, but there's a lot more productive ways to occupy your time while we are in quarantine.
oh, definitely, definitely. And I think that, like you say, navigating with the kids at home, you know, a good thing to do is just like you say, get up an hour earlier maybe, so you can get that time. And then I guess, you know, you also have the evening if you need to do more work as
Yes,
well after they go to bed.
yes, exactly. So me personally, I'm a morning person.
Yeah.
So by the time
So
they
you'd rather
ready to
just get
check
up
out,
early.
right? So I try to do everything in my most productive hours, and
Yeah.
I try to arrange everything accordingly. And I had to revamp my daily method of operation and do a lot of stuff as scheduling and planning over the weekend. So
Yeah.
when I have the time during the week, I just have to go boom, 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 and I don't have to worry about or figuring out what to do at
Because
that
you've
time.
already figured that out on the
Yeah,
weekend.
exactly. So
Yeah, that's helpful as well.
yeah,
And so like we said, just avoiding the news is key as well, just
yes,
staying informed, but do
yeah.
not leave your TV on CNN or something like that.
Background noise is not good.
No,
The
no.
news as a background noise is not good. Definitely not good. I don't like it. I never did, and I don't. I don't. That's like subliminal messaging to you.
It
It's
goes into your subconscious. Yeah.
exactly constantly feeding something negative into your brain, and I don't think that that's helpful. That's
No.
subconsciously you're creating depression for yourself if you do that.
Right. Yes. Yeah, for sure. So it's better to spend your time on much more productive things. And right now, there's so many people offering free webinars on
Yeah,
everything. And we've got people who are very skilled, people who normally charge thousands of dollars offering free webinars. So listen to a webinar or
or read a
yeah,
book. I
or
mean,
read a book instead of
we
having,
always say, oh, I don't have time to read a book. Well, now is the time, right? Now there's lots of time. So I
yes.
always say to everybody that if you come out of this the same person that you were when you came into this, then timing was never an issue for you. Then you were just a procrastinator,
Right.
right? Because now we have the time.
True. And we do. And we have the time, and we've been forced to pause, basically not being allowed to go anywhere to do anything. You now have the time to reflect inward and
Uh,
look at yourself and how you were living your life before this whole pandemic started,
yes.
and decide, is who do I want to be at the end of this? This is your chance to grow and learn, learn new things and adopt new habits as well going
Exactly.
forward.
So even if it's just a new hobby that you want to learn, that you always wanted, but you never had the time for, or you never had,
Exactly.
now you can actually pick up a good habit that once this is all over will help you get away from the stress, that whatever stress you're going to be in, right? Because a hobby is always good to tap into when you want to get out of your everyday, the hamster wheel that we're in. Whether you have a job or whether you are self-employed and you're an entrepreneur, there's always something to get away to recharge your batteries,
To
right? And
recharge.
hobby
Yeah.
is great, and And if you don't want to learn anything, and this is just a time like, thank God this is happening because now I have the time just to unwind and do nothing, then pick up the hobby, right? Pick up a hobby, and that will actually help even the days go faster if you're doing something that's fun, right? So you
Right,
get
right.
out of that monotonous, nothing is happening every day.
And it also makes you become more creative as well when you're doing
Yeah,
something
absolutely.
like
Well,
that.
yeah. Well, now is a time that we've never been in before, right? Nobody has encountered this situation. So as we were talking about it, there's a lot of people who have brick and mortar stores, and they have to figure out how to keep their stores alive, how to be able to pay the rent, how to make sure that when the stores reopen, they are fully operational, right? So they really have to tap into their creativity, but not just that. A lot of entrepreneurs and stores who opened just recently do not have the reserves or might not have the reserves. So they have to come up
Yes.
with creative ideas of how to create cash flow. And because for the past, I would say 9 months, I have been helping people with digital marketing. We have an amazing software that helps people with lead generation and creating interest in their business and whatever product they have. Through that, I have been able to come up with some creative ideas for people, and I have been doing these Facebook Lives, giving tips as to specific businesses or a specific product of how to come up with cash flow and how to make sure that you're omnipresent, and how to do that these days, because just having a website is not enough. And
Right.
because you don't have that day-to-day contact where you can tell people, hey, go on my website and buy my stuff. So people have to think a little bit broader and have to come up with more like creative ideas of how to do that and how to be omnipresent.
Right. And this is also the time for businesses to serve their clients and to educate, to provide education. So some of
Exactly.
these brick and mortar stores that may not be able to service their clients, like we were saying, the hair salons and nail salons, all they can do right now, because they can't do in-person services, is they can educate. They can educate their clients. Just keeping themselves on social media active so that they're, the clients know that they're still there, because those kind of places are going to be have lines when they reopen, right? Because everybody's going to be like dying to get their hair fixed.
Unfortunately, a lot of people not technically our generation, we are not technically advanced enough. So that's why millennials have that added advantage that they know how to be present everywhere in social media. So that's what I help with. So if anybody needs any help with figuring out how to be omnipresent or everywhere in social media, please hit me up, and I would be more than happy to figure something out for your own situation, not just in a general way. The other thing that I always mention to everybody is Facebook is very limited. Although there is a lot of people on Facebook, we know that only a fraction of the people see your posts. So if a business, a brick and mortar business has a Facebook page, and people are not actively commenting on the posts, they will never see your posts unless they go onto your page. So there are other ways to make sure that that audience that you already built in the past years are actually getting your message. But just posting on Facebook is not enough.
No, right. You need the engagement as well. Definitely. And I have heard a lot of stories of people who just opened their business right before this happened. Just heard about somebody who had a fitness studio, always wanted to open one, and I think he had opened it, a couple months before, or maybe in December, something like that. So yeah, no, This is really for, giving everybody the opportunity to get really creative in your business.
Yeah.
And this is also a time when we will see innovation come out of this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Still, a lot of people are very fearful. Like you brought up this fitness club. There are a lot of fitness coaches, yoga instructors, and everybody else that now is the time that they really should be putting out content of how to stretch, all those exercises.
Education.
Educate people. But unfortunately, you know what I hear from most people that are in this situation, that are instructors? When I say you have to go live, they say, oh, there are so many people doing it already. It's so saturated. And to that, my answer is that there is two categories of non-doers. One category is, well, I'm not going to do that yet because I don't know what the outcome is going to be. So I'm just going to watch the ones that are doing it. And then there is the other ones that say, well, it's too oversaturated. There's no reason that why people would watch me, right?
Right.
So who is winning at the end of the day is the one who is doing it. So just forget about the limitations that you put on yourself and just get off your bum and do it.
Just do it, exactly.
That's the only way. Just do it. Don't worry about who else is doing it or who is not doing it, because not everybody is watching them. People follow you, right? So you attract the people to yourself who wants to follow you, and maybe the way you are stretching is better for them. They like your moves better than somebody else's. Or if somebody is a Zumba instructor, right? And they don't, I don't want to do Zumba because there's so many Zumba instructors online. Well, they might not like the music that the other Zumba instructors are using, right? So there is so many things, so many variables that could be in your favor, but if you don't do it, you will never know.
Right. Yeah, totally true. That's why Nike's slogan is so good. Just do it. I mean, it's like gotta be the best one out
exactly
there. Yeah, no, that's exactly it. I was also of the excuse, I don't know. I said I was going to do videos for the last year. I kept saying I'm going to do them. I'm going to, but of course I didn't. But now this has given me the chance to, like, I just said that's it, and I just did them. So I've already started doing some jewelry.
I have to applaud you for it because it's brilliant. It's giving you exposure. Yeah. And it's helping a lot of other entrepreneurs to introduce themselves to everybody that otherwise would not be would not know about them, right?
Right. Yes. And the fact is that we're all in this together. Everybody's in the same position. Everybody's self-isolating, and this is the first time ever that, like, it's, global, whole world kind of thing. But it doesn't matter how much money you have, sorry. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're, an actor in LA or, top musician, like the, Elton John concert that he put on. Like, everybody's in the same boat.
Yeah.
And that shows you that we are all equal,
Exactly. And you know what? I always, and this is when I started doing videos 5 years ago. I was scared out of my mind, right? To go live or whatever. Everybody has those, oh my God, what people think about me.
Yeah.
Now, this whole situation put us into an environment that feels like a big campfire that everybody is sitting around and we are all watching and we want to hear stories. So now is the time, even if you have nothing and you are just starting out and you are struggling, talk about your struggles. Because a lot of people can relate to it. Everybody is struggling, right? So you can show them your story by showing a few minutes of a segment of your life or your struggle a day, right? And every day put out content and create a YouTube channel where people can follow you, right? And then when you look back a year from now and say, hey, look at where I am now and where I came from, then that's going to be a proof to everybody that this is the way to do it. And all the other people
Right.
around the campfire who are just on the fence of, well, should I be doing this or shouldn't I be doing it, might have that strength from your strength of going live that they lacked before to actually get off their butt and do something about it.
Yeah, totally true. And that's the thing. Stories are what sells. Everybody wants to know. Everybody has a story,
Yeah,
and everybody wants to know what your story is, and people will resonate with it so much. So
exactly.
just you just have to get out there, and there's no point in worrying about what anybody thinks about you, because we're all in this together.
It's not
And
a Hollywood audition, as you said. It's not a Hollywood audition, right? It doesn't
no,
matter how you look, whether you have roots or not. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
exactly right. Yeah, so it is nice to see so many people being of service and offering these free courses, webinars, and whatever, or just putting out educational content, and also people helping out with buying groceries for the elderly and dropping off
Yes.
groceries for people who can't get out or shouldn't get out because their immune systems
Yeah.
are compromised and things like that. So
Helping is always, it makes you feel better. When you give, it
exactly.
makes you feel better, probably more than whoever is receiving.
It does. It does. I had just heard that recently. The chemical response in your brain is a lot more
Yeah.
powerful when you are giving. And that's how we are actually wired as well, to give and help and serve. So
Yeah.
this is definitely the opportunity to do so and get creative in your business, so that we are, so that you're ready when we do get out of this.
Yeah.
You're ready to go forward in whatever manner there is. Like for some of the people, you want to be in a better position.
Yeah.
Better position in.
Well, absolutely, but you have to go about it the right way, because now is not the time to grow, and this is what a lot of people kind of misunderstand, that they're coming from a position where they really want to help, but at the end there is expectations, right? So they are hoping for something, and that's not true giving. That's kind of like manipulation, unintentional manipulation, right? So I want to help you, but you have to do this in return, right? Unspokenly. And people feel that. People feel that your help is not true help. So that's why this time is not growth. This time is, as you said, education, truly helping people grow in a way where they are building a foundation, not the roof, right? So and I'm talking about mostly about people in network marketing, because products in network marketing are truly helpful, and the business is truly a blessing, especially these days. So every network marketer is out there pitching their own business because it's helpful and everything, but they are pitching it in a way that that at the end of the day they want those signups, right? They want people to join them, and that's why still there is so many blocks coming up from everybody about network marketing, is because it's still not presented in a way where people truly feel that that's helpful for them, because this being at the right place at the right time situation is missing one key element, is being at the right place at the right time for the person who's at the receiving end.
Right.
They have to be at the right time at the right place, not you.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And it's just a matter of giving without the expectation of something in return. That's what this period of time is for. Definitely.
So right now,
this is for serving everybody.
Yeah. So right now, if somebody wants to create cash flow, you have to tap into your existing database, not adding to it.
Right. Yeah, no, exactly. True. And then you're educating the
The followers.
prospective
Exactly.
clients, so that when we do get out of this, you'll be the first on their mind.
Exactly.
Because you've helped them, helped them through this crisis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I see some of your posts about your gems and the crystals and everything, and they're very educational about what that crystal does or where it's coming from, and it sets you above the other people who do jewelry, right? Because you educate. So when people are going to be thinking about, oh, I saw that crystal, they will think about Michelle Mahar Designs because they knew that you were talking about it at some point.
Right. Yes. Yeah, exactly. So that's definitely, that is the way to, handle this situation right now. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Andrea, for all your expertise on this. I think that
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
We're going to get out, we're going to come through this and as a community, and what is really going to get us out of it is kindness and love, right? Coming together as a community, and then we're going to be better humans on the other side of this. I really believe that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So thank you.
Anybody needs help with any creative ideas, please feel free. I would love to chat.
Yeah. So I'll put your information underneath this video when I put it up as well, so that everybody knows where to find you. And again, thank you, and stay safe. And I look forward to when we can see each other in person again.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Michelle.
All right. Thank you.
Wish you all the best. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.